The biggest election ever in Kenya's history will be manned by one Isaac Hassan, together with his IEBC commissioners, and will not only be conducted within the borders but even without. Under the devolved system, Kenyans will for the first time elect county governors, senators, county representatives including women and youth, in addition to the traditional president, member of parliament and councillors. It is with these new additions, coupled with a disputed election in 2007, that all eyes will be on IEBC to deliver credible, free and fair elections.
The Commission hereby announces that the general elections will be held on Monday, the 4th of March 2013.
Today's court ruling to revise some of the already demarcated boundaries arrived at by IEBC may be just one of the major hurdles that IEBC will be facing ahead of the polls, that is uncertainty.
Some applicants claim that the delimitation resulted in discrimination against minorities or that certain ethnic groups or clans were marginalized.
When the Commission announced the election's date to be March 4th next year, it triggered a fierce debate on whether the Commission, besides being independent, can go ahead and make decisions that do not enjoy the majority approval by players in the political scene and Kenyans at large. In sharp contrast, the decision, however lawful it was, is still a debate in the country, with majority already pointing a finger at the Commission for not consulting widely before coming up with the date.
If the election date is going to be in March 2013, we will earn salary illegally for 3 months. The president will be in office beyond his 5-year mandate.
Tutashaguana baada mwisho wa mwaka huu, the new year, mwaka ujao. Sidio?
And we remain committed that we would like to see this election held this year.
Not only is the discontent by the Kenyan public to hold election next year that is giving IEBC something to ponder, but also a bigger issue of budget allocations by the Treasury to run the biggest ever elections in Kenya's history. The Commission will now have to work on a shoestring budget to prepare and run the general election. Treasury allocated 17.5 billion Kenya shillings to the Hassan's team in the 2012-2013 national budget. That decision has complicated matters for IEBC, which had already presented a 31.5 billion shillings budget for the polls. The Commission had been under pressure to scale down its budget, with Parliament forcing it twice to cut it down from the initial 41.4 billion shillings. In its revised budget, the IEBC excluded 5 billion shillings for a presidential rerun and reduced earlier estimates for legal expenses and voter education. Also, with the approval budget, IEBC will be forced to reduce the number of polling stations from 45,000 to 40,000, thus risking running the elections for more than a day.
We would have expected them to have more polling stations. But on the other hand, you would have expected IEBC to be more proactive in terms of engaging citizens on this.
Besides the budget, IEBC is faced with another headache of enforcing the 2/3 gender parity in all elective positions and inclusion of persons with disability in party nomination slots as enshrined in the Constitution.
If we hold elections that don't achieve the gender equation that is recommended by the Constitution, that means we are going to have a crisis. So that needs to be resolved. It's the same with the issues of minority.
The task ahead of the IEBC is enormous, and should IEBC overcome these challenges and conduct free, fair and credible elections that would satisfy all Kenyans, all aspirants, winners and losers, then the country would have achieved a greater milestone politically. Whether elections are held this year or next year, the eyes of Kenyans and also of the international community will be on the IEBC to see how they will manage this election. Aaron Ochieng, KTN, Spotlight 2012.